For the iPhone 16 Pro Max down to the normal iPhone 16, we have heard many new screen leaks. So for example, we have been told we're going to be getting larger displays for the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro Max over what we had with the iPhone 15 Pro models. So today I want to cover over every screen leak for the iPhone 16 models, and we'll also go over the iPhone 16 Pro Max release date and price too. So spoiler alert to that, we're about halfway through the time from the iPhone 15 to the launch time of the iPhone 16, 16 Plus, 16 Pro, 16 Pro Max, and even that possibility of an iPhone Ultra Model 2. Today, like I said, what I want to go over is all of the screen leaks that we know for the iPhone 16 models. And starting out, I want to talk about those larger displays we're going to get inside the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So this report here is crazy that we've been told that almost every single dimension, apart from the thickness for the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro Max, is going to get a little bit larger. You can see here, starting with the iPhone 16 Pro, it looks like we're going to be getting a 6.3-inch display. So this is 0.2 of an inch larger than we have with the iPhone 15 Pro right now. And overall, it's going to be slightly wider, just by about 1mm, and taller by about 3mm. Overall, this won't feel that much different in your hand probably, but probably the crazy thing is that this is going to be the first larger iPhone Pro model since the iPhone 12 series started. It's also the same case for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, as you can see at the bottom of this chart. And you can see here that again it's going to grow in height by about 3mm, and the width again is going to be about 1mm wider. But the main thing is that the actual display is going to be 6.9 inches, which is just under 7 inches, and it's crazy to think that we used to have tablets this size, so this is going to be absolutely amazing to see. But then for the iPhone 16 and the iPhone 16 Plus, you're probably wondering what upgrades we're going to get over the, say, the normal iPhone 15 and the 15 Plus. Now, we've actually had no news to say that these two phones are going to get any larger, so it's most likely they're going to say about the same dimensions as the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Plus. The other news to report is that we're still not going to get a ProMotion display on either of these models this year, as you can see right here. We've had the recent report coming in telling us that it's more likely the iPhone 17 and the 17 Plus is going to get that, so it does mean for another year again, we will get a 60Hz lower refresh rate for the 16 and 16 Plus. But don't feel too disheartened about that, as there are lots of other great screen upgrades that are coming this year. We were told at the end of 2023 that Apple were looking to use micro lens technology in the OLED displays. Now, this technology already exists inside the likes of the Galaxy S24 Ultra, for example, and it looks like that they're going to be moving this to the iPhone series. And what this basically means is we will get actually even brighter displays outside, and also the actual screens will be even more efficient than what we have right now, what could mean to better battery life. Now, for my thoughts, I think it is great that we're going to get those brighter displays, because I've got a Galaxy S24 Ultra right here, for example, and I have noticed it does output a brighter display than what my iPhone 15 Pro Max actually gives me. So I'm really happy that this technology is coming over to the likes of the iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max at the very least, maybe even the 16 and the 16 Plus. I'm also really happy that we're going to be getting larger displays for the Pro and also the Pro Max at last, ever since the iPhone 12 range when it came out then. And then I am still a little bit disappointed that the iPhone 16 and the 16 Plus is not going to be getting a ProMotion display inside of it. It does sound really disappointing. I do really think that Apple need to put this into their lower spec phones, especially so many Android phones out there have 120Hz or even more, for example. Even a 90Hz would be great to see inside of this phone, but you know, it doesn't look like it's happening this year, sadly. And one other thing I just want to quickly mention as well is that it doesn't look like the dynamic island is also changing. We've heard no reports or leaks come in telling us that dynamic island is going to get any smaller, if we're going to get some under-screen technology or things like this. Nothing looks like it's going to be happening for the iPhone 16 range, so it looks like the dynamic island in the shape and form that we have right now is staying. And with that, before I continue on, now is a good time more than ever to mention that all leaks and reports that you see here are not 100% proof that they will come true with the new iPhone. I can only present you what reports or information and renders that are out there. So basically, the renders that are being created here are based off those sort of leaks and reports that you are seeing out there. So the final iPhone may not look like this. However, if you are still watching this video, then you're as curious as I am in knowing what is being said about the next iPhone anyway. So then guys, just quickly, I want to talk about the giveaway, what is happening this month in March time at the end of the month. And that is for this MacBook Air that we have right here. And this is no ordinary MacBook Air. This is a spec'd up one. We have 512 gigabytes of storage inside of it, and we also have 16 gigabytes of RAM, not the standard 8 gigabytes. So it's a spec'd up MacBook Air, and I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky subscriber on this channel, and it's an international giveaway, and all you have to do to enter in is tell me of what technology or Apple products you're hoping to buy in 2024. Put them down in the comments below. And also guys, if you are brand new here and you want to know when that live stream is going to be happening for this MacBook Air at the end of March time, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification bell, because you'll want to know when that actual live giveaway is going to be happening on this channel. But sadly guys, I just also want to say that still there's lots of people still impersonating me, telling you to Telegram, WhatsApp, part with your money for shipping. This is not me at all. You heard me straight here. I'm going to be doing a live giveaway, a live stream on this channel, and that is when we're going to be giving away, announcing who the winner is of this MacBook Air. So if you do get any messages like that, please do ignore them, or better still, please do report them, as you're seeing right here. So then, next of all then, let's now talk about the release date. Now for release date, as it's so early, we cannot fully predict the exact date of when it will be for the iPhone 16 Ultra. However, one thing we can be sure of, just like the iPhone 15, where we actually had the Wonderless event actually happening in September time, it is most likely it's going to be exactly the same for the iPhone 16, just like it was for the iPhone 14, the 13 and the 12 as well. Normally all of these events happen around September time unless something really big is happening in the world to prevent it from happening, just like in 2020 with COVID-19. But without this then, generally speaking, Apple like to do their event around about mid-September time or the earlier sort of mid-September time, and then normally release their sort of iPhones around about 10 days later. So at the moment, predict that it'll probably be around about sort of mid-September, and then probably a week later, so in the early sort of 20s of the sort of September time, that you'll be able to get your hands on the brand new iPhone 16 models. But of course, as we get even closer to the actual release date, I'm sure more details will come in of the actual date of when it's going to be happening, and of course I will let you know when the exact date is going to be. And next of all guys, let's talk about the price. Now, if you've heard me rant on the last few weeks about the price, then maybe you can switch off the video at this point, because you know what I'm going to say. So with the iPhone 16 Pro Max price, let's talk about that one. Now, it's very likely that the price this year, for the first time in US dollars, is going to increase for a long time since we've ever had an increase before. Now, I know lots of other countries out there are going to say, well, you know, the price has gone up, Matt. Well, I've had the same here in the UK, but actually what's actually happened is in the USA, the price has never actually increased on the iPhone series. Actually, they've actually stayed the same for many years now. So for example, with the Pro Max, the 256 gigabyte version of the 14 Pro Max is actually the same price as the 15 Pro Max. So they've actually stayed the exact same price, and there's been no differences whatsoever there over the years. But obviously in other countries, depending on your currency, weight to say the US dollars, and import fees and taxes and things like this, the prices may have increased, like I have had here in the UK. It's definitely increased. I know, for example, in euros, it has increased there too. But overall, what you've got to understand is that the Apple in the USA have to make the same amount of profit no matter where they are selling their iPhones across the world. So if it does mean there's more expensive in your country, sadly it just means that your currency to the US dollars, it could be weaker. I'm in one of those situations, and unfortunately we have to pay the difference there. Apple will not want to cut down on their profit. But one thing we've also got to understand is the price will be probably increasing this year all across the world, because at the end of the day, over the last last year. Inflation's happened, food prices have gone up, just car prices. I could just think of loads of house prices. There's loads of things where prices have just increased. So because of that, it looks like most likely Apple, with the material for the latest new iPhones, is probably going to go up, and I expect probably it's going to be about $100 more for each model. So for example, the iPhone 16 Pro Max will probably cost you about $100 more than what the iPhone 15 Pro Max costs right now. But obviously, again, that does reflect on your currency in the country that you are in too. But with that as well, guys, it's time to wrap up this video. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. Also, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparison, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.